Hello folks, today it is 2020 May June paper 1-1 and the question number is 38. It is concerned with the chapter current electricity and seems to be a medium tougher one, let us say. In the circuit shown, a battery of negligible interresistance is connected in series with a pair of fixed resistors R and R2. So this is the battery. It is connected to a pair of fixed resistors R1 and R2. And their values are 60 and 20 ohm respectively. The circuit is to be used to test whether the electromotive force e.m.f. of a particular cell is 1.5 volt or not. So this is 6 volt and it is used to test whether this thing has got 1.5 volt or not. The cell is connected between terminals X and Y in parallel with R2. So this thing is in parallel to R2. And this whole thing is in series with so it says that the cell is in series with this galvanometer. It is in parallel to this resistor, but it is in series with the galvanometer. It is said so because the current flowing through here will definitely flow through here. So current is same in both of them. That's why they are in series. Which statement about the test is correct? So let's first go through the procedure how it is tested. So what we have is this 60 ohm and 20 ohm form of voltage divider circuit for this 6 volt. So that's why we have V2 will be equal to R2 by R1 plus R2 then E. So this will be equal to R2 is equal to 20, R1 is equal to 60 plus 20, then it is 6. So it should be equal to 20 by 80, which is 1.4. So 1.4 into 6 is equal to 1.5 volt. So here it should be 1.5 volt. Then when we test the cell here with this, if it is 1.5 volt, so this 1.5 volt and this 1.5, they will tussle with each other. So the circuit will be like this. So this whole thing can be, the portion here can be demonstrated as this. So here we have got a voltage of 1.5 volt. So this portion acts as like this. So it acts as a source of 1.5 volt. Then we have the galvanometer here, then we have got this XY here, XY, and like this. So this is X and this is Y. So now if this thing is 1.5 volt, this 1.5 volt and this will fight with each other producing zero current here, zero current. So it will have null deflection. So if it is 1.5, it will have null deflection. But if it is greater than 1.5, it will cause current in this direction. And if it is smaller, then current will be in this direction. So if it is equal, it will be null. So that is how it works. Now let's go through the statements. Any non-zero reading on the galvanometer means that the cell has an EMF of 1.5 volt. It is untrue, because non-zero means that it is either more than 1.5 or it is less than 1.5. At 1.5 it will show null deflection. The battery does not need to have an EMF of 0 volt. It has to be, because only if we have a standard 1.5 volt here that we can make a comparison for 1.5. And this 1.5 requires that this need to be 6. Otherwise it's going to be 1.5. So it is 1 by 4 of this thing. So if it is 8, it will be 2. If it is 4, it will be 1. If it is 10, it will be 2.5. So if it is to be 1.5, it must be 6. Number C, the cell may be connected either way round between X and Y. So it means that you can use a cell like this also. It says so. Not true, because here what we need is null deflection. And null happens only if these two cells fight against each other. They push charge against each other. If you connect it like this, what happens is it tries to push charge like this, and this thing also tries to push charge like this. So in no way can we obtain null deflection. So it is causing cyclic current like this, positive charge, cyclic current like this. So definitely it will have some sort of deflection in one particular direction only. So this is also not true. So we have got disqualify. The galvanometer does not need a scale calibrated in amperes. That's true. It's because in a galvanometer we don't need calibration, because its function is to detect. detect the direction of current, or whether detect whether current is flowing or not. So that's why that just needs a null point, mentioning of null point and nothing others. We are not concerned with the values. So whether it is null or not, that is what we are concerned with. So that's why this thing is true. So pretty long stuff here, lots of mathematical stuff here, but ultimately it is not mathematics. Something that is not mathematics is the answer. So choice number D is the correct choice.